So here is the new Loklik iCraft machine. It includes a power cord and a cable for your computer. It includes a dual tip marker and a weeding tool. Then we have a little cubby that looks like we can attach here on the side. And it seems like there's two different types of blades, so we will check these out later. And then we have this Loklik envelope. Let's go ahead and open it and see what is in here. This includes the user manual, a quick start guide, and the letter. So from the quick start guide, it says pull up the holder and open the front of the top lid, connect the machine with a power cord, turn off the protective shell of the fine point blade, insert the round end of the blade, and open the tool clamp to place the blade into the machine. Then after that, we'll power on the machine and we will try to connect it with our computer, and then we can just get to crafting. So your machine will come with a power cord and a USB. I forgot to mention that the machine does include a standard grip mat. So I've already plugged in the machine, but let's go ahead and open our blade. So it looks like we have two blades. So this is the actual blade that we will need to add to the housing. So as you can see, this is where our actual blade is. So I'm just going to put it in here. And it held on correctly, so we can just push it down and see our blade now. I'm going to open the machine and we are going to add in our blade and close it. And now we are ready to turn on our machine. I'm also going to add the second blade to our housing just so that I can throw this trash away. And just be careful when holding the blade. So it looks like this is not a second blade. It looks like it might be a housing for maybe like pens or markers. So we're just gonna save this over here for now.
Now that our machine is ready to go, we need to set up the software. So once you've downloaded the Loklik software, it's going to ask you to register. So go ahead and add in all your details, and once you register, it'll ask you to confirm your email, and then you'll be able to sign in. After we sign in, it's going to ask us if we're a beginner, and because we are, we're going to go ahead and select the begin option. Depending on how confident you feel with the software, you can select pro. Now we'll go ahead and select the machine that we have, and we'll hit next in order to connect it. I'm connecting via Bluetooth, so I will just hit refresh until my computer finds the cutting machine. So far, the software reminds me of Cricut Design Space, so I'm hoping it'll be similar. Oh, and here's my machine. So we'll select it and we'll hit connect. And once the software finds your machine, it's going to show us a few videos of steps we need to follow before cutting. Full disclosure, on my first cut, I did not have the cutting blade all the way in like they do in the video, so make sure you have it all the way in just like it is shown on the video. Since our cutting machine does include some free HTV, we're going to use it for our first cut. If you're new to cutting HTV, just remember that the shiny side goes down onto your mat. And then once that is ready, load your mat onto the cutting machine and we're all ready for our first cut. How exciting. So back to the software, it looks like it wants to walk us through just getting familiar with the software and adding an image from the library onto our canvas, probably just to show us how we will actually be sending an image to cut. Yep, that's right. So it's going to ask us to hit make, and once we go into the make section, it's probably going to show us what kind of cuts and what kind of colors, what kind of layers we can be cutting. Since I don't have printable HTV, I'm just going to go ahead and add some text with my name on it so that we can cut our regular HTV. I want to use a cute font, so let's look through their system to see what kind of fonts they have for us. So it looks like you have to read through the terms of use, and once you do that, you'll be able to access their fonts. And here, oh, here's a cute one. So what we have to do is just download it, and now we have my name in a super cute font. So if you want to make it bigger, you can adjust the font size at the top, or you can just drag down on the right and make it as big as you want. I also want to add in a heart, so we'll go over to shapes, and it looks like it wants us to unlock Pro, so you can start a free trial. So I'll go ahead and I'll try that out now, but I just want to add in a simple heart at the bottom just so that our design looks super cute. And once that is ready, I'm going to hit make it, and now on to the good part. Since we do have two items, we have to make sure to select both items and then hit make it. Now what we're going to do is we are going to select a standard cut, and since I do want them to cut on the same mat, I'm just going to go ahead and change the color. So I will exit out, and under fill, I'll go ahead and switch this over to black, and then go back into make it. And now that we're back into our cutting mode, we'll select standard cut, and we are going to be using a cutting mat 12 by 12. If you're using something different, you can switch that up. And onto the material library. This is going to be very important to ensure that we get enough force when cutting. So what we'll do is we'll make sure to select our patterned HTV since that's what we will be cutting. After that, we can go ahead and add to task. And here we will have our task list showing all the items that are going to cut, and then we can just go ahead and start cutting.
Alrighty, now that our project is ready to go, we are just going to get our materials ready. Ooh, I love using new mat. When it comes to HTV, remember the shiny side goes at the bottom. So we're just going to line this up as best as we can. So we are going to move it over to our machine. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know why it has 3 separate tasks. So I'm just going to start them and hope for the best. Or you can't. Okay, so it looks like we have to send each item to cut at once. You know what? I don't know that it's cutting. I think I may have not cut the blade in all the way down. So once it stops, and I'll send it to cut again. Well, you know, that's what happens when you're using a machine for the first time. So if you're nervous to get started with your new Loklik machine, don't worry. It is all a learning curve, but I'm here to walk you through it. So I am going to open the blade again. Oh, and yeah, you saw that. I was able to push it down. I can't push it down anymore. It is actually all the way to the bottom. So I did not have my blade in correctly, so I'm going to close that. And I'm going to go back to my computer, and we are going to send this to start one more time. Okay, now it looks like it is cutting, so let's cross our fingers. Okay, so it is all done cutting out the bubbly letters, so let's go ahead and send the heart. So now it's all done, so let's send the inside of the bubbly letters. I've never seen a multi-step cut for one item, so that's very interesting. I like this because if you were to mess up something, or let's say your mat wasn't sticky and holding down your material, sometimes when it slides, it picks up the material and you can mess it up. So this is nice because you can always pause it and you can avoid messing too much material, you know what I mean? So we'll just wait for this to finish cutting. And in the meantime, let me know, what is the first project you are going to work on with your Loklik machine? Okay, now it is all done. So we will just hit the arrow button and it should let go of our mat. So now we are just going to remove the HTV from the mat. And remember, you always want to fold back your mat, not the HTV. Okay, so I have no idea why my name actually cut on here twice. So I don't know if you can see it, but that is not going to be helpful. We will not be able to use it. I must have done something wrong on the software. So let me go ahead and add this back on. Now we're just sending our letters to cut one more time. And our design is all done cutting. So again, we're going to fold back our mat. We're just gonna cut out our name because we want to save as much HTV as possible. We don't know what other project we can use this for later. So here's our mat. Here's our HTV. We're going to grab our weeding tool, and we're just going to weed our design. It is, oh, I'm so nervous. And here is our design. Now we have to weed the inside. And here is the first one. And that's what it looks like. Wow, that is actually a really thin, those are really thin lines in here. I'm going to go ahead and finish weeding the rest. And while I have you here, let's go ahead and unbox the accessories that come in one of the bundles. So first off, we have the D-point blade. This is going to come in handy when we're using thicker materials. It says ideal for thicker materials like cardstock, leather, acrylic, foam board, soft magnets, and shrink film. So I will definitely be posting a separate tutorial on how to use the D-point blade. Then we have the scoring stylus. This is going to come in handy for projects that need score lines, such as making boxes or other projects. Then we have the foil transfer kit. This is actually one of my favorites because I love to work with foil transfer projects. Let's go ahead and open up this kit to see what it includes. Oh, I've never used blue foil sheets, so that's exciting. So we have foil sheets, we have some tape. Oh, and it looks like these moved, but we also have the housing blade along with the different tips. So these are the actual tips, and there is 3. There is a fine, a bold, and a medium. And I will also have a separate video showing you how to use this foil transfer kit. And then we have the roll holder kit. Let's go ahead and unbox this roller kit. And this is what the roller kit looks like. And this will be used to hold our materials such as vinyl, HTV, any rolls that you may be using. So it looks like it has a blade so that we can cut. This roll holder is just going to make slicing the final cut vinyl from the vinyl roll a little easier. And here is the final look at the Loklik cutting machine along with the all-in-one bundle. So if you're interested in learning how to use your new cutting machine along with any of these tools, make sure to like and subscribe as I will definitely be posting more tutorials for you.